Hello YouTube, plant lovers in YouTube, in general, everybody plant lovers in YouTube. Welcome to my channel. It's Cara.inhousegreen. It's Cara once again. It seems like I have been absent for a while. This video is about my Hoya, by the way. I'm gonna show you my Hoya. I did promise you to on my last video that I'm gonna show you my Hoya and when it's flowering. It was still forming its buds and now it's nearly finished, but then the end of this video I'm gonna put down the attached to it I videoed it. Anyway, I haven't videoed it and I haven't uploaded so much, and I would say I was in prolonged absence. Let's turn around. We are in the conservatory, by the way. I feel like I was in prolonged absent, and I was just going to explain it to you why. Unfortunately, I was positive with the virus, and I would say it's quite related to my job in a way that we are more susceptible if you're one of they would say frontliners. So unfortunately I was, and I just recently back to work. Today's November 23rd, and I'm just going to explain to you before I show you the Hoya, and I will turn around this so that it won't be boring. Look at that plant. It's gone wild. See me see. It's gonna wild. This is where I sit, and yeah, I did isolate myself after I felt like I'm gonna be infected with the virus, when I felt like I'm going to be. So my last shift, I came back to work here at home, and I did warn my family that I will be isolating. So I did isolate, and after a few days I developed symptoms, and I would say I was not very well. And where I work, we normally do weekly testing, but unfortunately in between that my test was lost. So I went to drive-through, and I have the result in the evening and confirmed. It wasn't a happy information, I tell you that. But I would say that I felt like I'm gonna be, I was preparing myself. And before I was confirmed positive, I stayed here. This is my conservatory. If you've seen my old videos, this is, I would say, totally detached from the main house. And that's the main house. And that's the kitchen door. So that's the window. They're all shut when I was in here. And I stayed in here, and that's my bedroom. I got a sink in there, just a mattress on the floor. I have to transfer the mattress of my boy, and I've ordered online to have for him to have a new mattress. And yeah, so I stay there. I got a small sink, and if you ask me about the bathroom and how I use it, I'll go in the main house, and that's where I go, and that's just, I have to inform them. And thankfully the isolation did work. Neither all of my family did have the symptoms, and I don't think they have the virus. But then we all did isolate. If you're in the UK, you'll be isolating. If your symptoms, you're isolating for 10 days, and your family without the symptoms, the confirmed one is 10 days, and they isolated themselves for 14 days. So homeschooling, and obviously my husband looked after them, and I was just here straight from the kitchen, and I have to wait for my food. And I even have a microwave there, and that was my table. So yeah, I just recently back to work. I still not feel 100% myself, but I would say I'm a lot better than I was. It was a bit quite scary, I'll tell you that. I even bought a pulse oximeter. That's an apparatus that's measure your oxygen level, and it is quite scary, if you would say. Yeah, because a friend of mine, his oxygen was quite, quite normal, and mine was quite low and going lower even until now. But I have heard, even I've known a doctor who had the virus said to us that her oxygen level was quite low, and I was in myself thanking that I wasn't alone, even though after you have recovered. So yeah, it took a while, and I'm still in a bit of I still got something that not the symptoms, after effect of the virus. I still got that, but thankfully I'm all right, and family's okay. So yeah, so about the Hoya, and that is my Hoya linearis. And I would add to it as well, even though I was in this conservatory, I was surrounded with the plants, but I got no energy. I've missed videos that I wanted to watch. I don't have good Wi-Fi in this area where I stayed, especially in that bedroom. Wi-Fi is off, but I can't be bothered sometimes. It's just feel like I had enough. I can't be bothered. My husband has to call me to get up to have something to eat. Think of your children, he would say. He wouldn't say that, think of me. You probably think that I'm not getting up if he says that. So yeah, so anyway, so that's so I do apologize to those I've missed watching the videos, the one that I really followed and commented, the Avant video. So yeah, I'm gonna watch them now. I'm starting to watch videos now. So, did I say just recently back to work? Yes, I have. So this is my Hoya linearis, and I think it's gonna be finishing this flower, and I'll just show you the flower in itself. And the good thing about this Hoya is it emits a beautiful scent. It's like it's unlike the Hoya australis that it's beautiful scent, but if you had a lot of it and you are in the room with a plant with flowering and emitting that scent, you want to cut. Oh god, it's overflow. It gives me a headache anyway. So yeah, so this one doesn't. It's like your favorite cologne that you wouldn't it's finishing now. It's turning brown. It's normally it was purely white when it first opened. I did videoed it, but I haven't posted it because it was just so I was just not got no energy. The thing that I videoed in my mobile, because I said if I wouldn't, I would miss the plant, and I did promise you guys to video it. So there's a lot of them. It was just that beautiful. If you followed me on Instagram, I have posted it in Instagram as well about this plant, and it was a late post. And yeah, so yes, it was all there in Instagram if you would want to watch it, if you're following me. And thank you, by the way, did I say thank you to those newly subscribed? So this Hoya linearis is still growing, and you can see there's new growth shooting up. And because of that, I haven't stopped fertilizing this plant. If you see your house plant, they are in a pot, they're not in their natural habitat. If your house plant is still growing and you think that it shouldn't be, just let it grow and help with it. And you have to help it in a way, fertilizing it and watering it as normal, please, because it's so dependent to you. If you're not there, they will not survive. So it's like your pets, huh? So this is my Hoya linearis. I keep praising this plant. If you like Hoya, this is a thing, a one house plant, one Hoya that you shouldn't miss having. Something I would say a must have. I shouldn't say must have. I tend not to use that word because it seems like it's you want it. Well, you do sometimes, you know what I mean. So yeah, so I would suggest that have this plant, and it was just pleasant to have, and the scent emits Hoya scent emits mostly at night time, about starting at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's when it started to emit scent, and it was beautiful. When I stayed in here in this conservatory, I could smell it. It was just so nice, and yeah, I can't get enough of it. And one Hoya that I would like to have as well is the Hoya retosa, the wild one. And this is quite tame. It's kind of a lady, if I would say, a lady houseplant, because it's just there. It's calm looking, and I always touch this plant. And yeah, if anybody of you have this, you would know what I am talking about, won't you? So yeah, so this is just about the Hoya and my explanation of my absence, and I hope I don't get you bored. So I would say goodbye, and keep safe, everybody, and always follow us as what's instructed. The Public Health England will always says wash your hands, cover your face, a mask or a shield, and always keep distance. And if you develop any symptoms at all, please don't go to work. Please ring up and say that I got symptoms, and ring the number. I can't remember the number, but look it up. Booked an appointment to have a testing. Please, if you got symptoms, don't risk yourself, and don't risk others. Like, you might spread it, you might have the symptoms and spread it to the others, you know what I mean? Please, this is I would insist, if you got any symptoms, please don't go to work. Isolate as well from your family and have a book test. This is one of the things that have to be implemented to everybody. I would say, I would strongly suggest. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time with my next video. My next video will be about my orchids, which one is flowering, and on the month of November. I'm quite late. November is nearly finished. And yeah, keep safe, everybody, and look after your family, and please be nice. Bye for now. Bye.